Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jerry Chambers, and this is my final presentation for business communications. In this final presentation, my supervisor has requested my assistance in writing a job description for a new office assistant. So I've went ahead and submitted my office assistant job opening description to my instructor, and I'll go ahead and describe it briefly during the video. So the office assistant is open for Rosenberg Health Clinic. It's located in Rosenberg, Texas. Rosenberg Health Clinic currently has an immediate opening for an office assistant position. Our clinic is one of the most well-respected clinics in the area. We are looking for a dynamic addition to directly assist our office manager. The job responsibilities will include: they will greet and check in patients, will receive and transmit phone calls, maintain facility records, coordinate meetings, take and save notes from meetings, maintain proper inventory accounts of the office supplies and ordering needed items, review timesheets and assist the manager in payroll, and ensure that all potential hires are screened for a background check, entry and processing of payments. Lastly, perform all general office management tasks that the office manager requires assistance with. So basically, any other, there will be items that aren't listed on here that sometimes the office manager will need help with, and we require the office assistants to be flexible and help out the office management in that regard. Must have a minimum of 2 years experience in an office administration role, a high school diploma or equivalent, proficient in Microsoft Office, and lastly, and just as important, pretty much anything you do, a professional minded attitude, someone that's going to show up to work and have a clear head and a willingness to perform the duties that Rosenberg Health Clinic is asking them at a high level, and a professional attitude. The work status is full-time. Schedule is Monday through Friday. Time is 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The salary is $20 to $24 an hour, and that's going to depend on your experience and proficiency in areas that were listed in the job responsibilities. Benefits include health insurance, dental, and vision. So Rosenberg Health Clinic does offer health, dental, and vision benefits. The next part of my assignment was to come up with 10 challenging questions that I would ask as a hiring officer for a facility. And so during this next part, I'll go ahead and read off the 10 challenging questions that I came up with, and then I'll go ahead and answer the questions that answer the questions that I have came up with as if I was being interviewed. So the first one would be to tell me about yourself. So I'm from Lake Charles, Louisiana originally, and I grew up there, and at 18 years old, I enlisted in the Marine Corps, and I served in the 1st Battalion, 1st Marines in San Diego for 5 years. After that, I came back to Texas. Went to Texas because my wife is originally from here, and so we moved down to Rosenberg, and I've been here for about 8 years. Tell me about your work history. It kind of goes into tell me about yourself, but so for this question, tell me about your work history. I served 5 years in the United States Marine Corps as a 60 millimeter gun crew leader, as for a mortar section, and during that time I rose up to the rank of E4 corporal and served as a squad leader during that time period. Afterwards, I got out and served as an electrician, and I've been doing that for the past 8 years for Total Team Electric. And during that time period, I started off as an apprentice electrician and quickly rose up to be supervising. So I started off as an apprentice and received my journeyman license and started running crews, and I've been running crews for about the last 4 years now. And we're required. It's a challenging job where you're running crews between 8 to 10 electricians, but I feel like I've done a pretty good job there, because during that time period I rose more quickly than my contemporaries in that area, and that's pretty much my work history. So I went in the Marine Corps, and ever since then I've been an electrician. Why do you want to work here would be my next question. Why do I want to work here? I've always been interested in the career of in healthcare, and I know that an office assistant position would be a challenging role. It would be a good role for me because I feel like I'm qualified. Because I recently completed my degree with Pima Medical Institute for Healthcare Administration, and that combined with my past experiences in leadership positions in both the military and the electrical world, I feel like I could be a good asset to the team here. Why should we hire you? Once again, I feel like some of the prerequisites that you have at this facility, I meet most of or all of the prerequisites to hire. The one thing I am lacking is the experience, the 2 years experience. But like I said, with my experience with the Marine Corps and the electrical supervisory position, I do learn quickly, and I do demonstrate a tendency to lead and manage. And I feel like I could really help out the team here. What are your professional goals? And that kind of goes back to everything I was saying before. I like the idea of management. I like the idea of learning a new craft and quickly applying everything I have to it and excelling in it. And I know that with the degree I currently have, I know that and the proficiency in Microsoft Office and the other skills that I've acquired over the years, I know that I can achieve those goals. And my overall goal is to one day be managing a facility and using my maximizing my healthcare administration degree in that capacity. Why did you leave, or why are you leaving your job? Why am I leaving my job? Like I said, I've always been interested in a career in healthcare, and being around the area of Houston, I've seen that there are many job opportunities and many facilities around here, and I have many relatives and friends that have all talked to me about the opportunities and careers that have come up with healthcare, and I felt like it was time for me to pursue those goals if I really wanted to do it. So that's why the whole time I was working, I was also pursuing the degree, and so I was able to maintain a electrical foreman position and obtain my degree at the same time. And that was something that I really strived for, and it really has nothing to do with me wanting to leave my last job as burning bridges, but just me looking forward to goals and expanding my career opportunities with this degree. Would you be willing to work nights and weekends? Absolutely. I know that as a office assistant or potential office manager down the road, anything you do, that you're gonna have to be flexible. And I know that working in the healthcare industry, that you're gonna have to be flexible at all times. So I'm absolutely willing to work nights and weekends. Anything is available for me. Really, it's anything that contributes to the team and overall facility success. If I can help out and be flexible, I definitely will be. How would you feel about reporting to a person younger than you? Again, there's no problems with that. I remember as many times as both a Marine and an electrical foreman, I was younger than a lot of my crew, and there sometimes some people had an issue with it, but for me personally, I've never had an issue with it, because I feel as though if you know the job and you're capable of doing it, and it's going to help us achieve our goal without any tug or struggle, that's where we need to be going. Whatever it's going to take to get the job done, it shouldn't matter if they're older, younger, whatever. If they can lead, they can lead. And that's me personally. I have no problems with that. Are you willing to travel? Once again, for this position, I know that it might not be necessarily require too much to travel, but I have no problems with traveling. I've traveled in the past for jobs, both in the military and as an electrician, around the world and around the country. So that is not an issue either. And lastly, do you have any questions for me? During this time period, because the salary was flexible, this would be the idea time to ask, negotiate for your salary and kind of find out what work schedule, if you did start, where would you originally be put, and things of that nature. And so those are my 10 challenging questions, along with my description for my office assistants, job description for Rosenberg Health Clinic. And that concludes my presentation. Thank you very much.